How are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, hi.
All right. How about you?
I'm not too shabby, not too shabby. Welcome to the Vodkast and friends. I have with us tonight, we've got Artie Nyman and Frank Lewis, two of my artist friends. We're going to talk a little bit about AI and its effects on the arts, as it's already starting to have an effect and where we see it going over the next, 5 to 10 years or so. We are going to be joined, hopefully, by our friend Paul. He just got out of work, though, and it is possible he might have fallen asleep, but we'll see.
Can happen.
Does it happen?
It happens. It does. You have a long day of work, you come home, you eat a sandwich, and you fall asleep. That's usually how life goes at 40. Well, no, he's in his 50s now. So, yeah, he's an old man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting ready to retire.
That's right around the corner now.
I think of it. It was different when we were kids. When you were 50, when we were like 13, you were like bald and gray hair. And
Yeah.
Yeah, what changed? Why is it all of a sudden like I feel
People
like
take care of themselves and don't eat complete garbage constantly.
that's probably it. Yeah.
Comparatively.
smoking and drinking constantly.
Yeah, that's smoking and drinking. And even if they do smoke and drink, they balance it out with healthy stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But those people still exist. Like you can run into the people who just...
Yeah. Some of those people you went to high school with, that you're like, whoa, what happened?
What is going on? But I don't know. Everyone's got different things going on in life. You could have like 9 kids and a fucking IBS. And
What did Indy say? It's not the years, it's the mileage.
yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So why do you guys create art?
I want someone to tell me I did a good job.
Well, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, that is part of what drives me. Absolutely. Because art's the first thing in life that I did that within my family I did better than other people.
I've never looked at it that way, but yeah, definitely. There's something about like somebody looking at your art, or like a friend coming over and being like, "Holy shit, you drew that!" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And they're just like,
Yeah, it's like you get a superpower.
"Yeah, it is."
You're like, oh, it's just some lines, I'm just, and like, it's like magical to them.
It is a magical thing. Like you and I know I watched Jim Lee yesterday drawing like a cover for his son's comic book, and I was just enthralled. Like, it's so captivating to watch somebody take these lines that if I did it, I would be like, oh, that looks like shit. But you watch him do it and you're like, oh, it all makes sense.
Well, he's like a grandmaster, so like,
Yeah.
it's just natural for him.
Well, I suppose I don't really watch that many people draw.
No, it's fun.
No, I mostly watch, I'll see Artie or I'll see Paul. Those are the two people I see watch draw, because you guys are in my feed and I see the drawing, the animated parts where it shows like the life or the story of the drawing.
Yeah, those are wicked cool. The time lapses, or
Yeah, I love the little time lapses.
I think my reason for creating art is that need to be creative. Like, I get this anxiety almost built up when I can't be doing something. If I have to like be at like a meeting or something like that, and I'm thinking, oh God, I need to get home and edit this video. I need to work on the thumbnail. Oh, I want to draw this. I have a tattoo idea I want to do here. And like, I think for me, it's like just that release, that of being able to get it out and be like, okay, all right, I'll play guitar tomorrow, but I get the drawing done today. And, yeah.
That's a great way of putting it. I totally agree. I feel similarly. I just love to create myself, like draw. All of it. There's so many different creative things you can do, but drawing in particular, or painting, is definitely like fave.
Yeah. For me, I'm kind of the opposite, but I don't draw that much. Like, I go through phases and I'll go without drawing anything for years. Like, it's happened a couple times where I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot that I draw. So for me, it's more of a thing that I can do, but it's not a thing that I'm necessarily always driven to do.
I've gone through spells like that where I wasn't really drawing or anything like that. But when I started getting into painting, it like changed. Like I was so in love with it. Like I'd have so many ideas popping out of my head.
Yeah, I have ideas. I go through phases, though, I suppose, I guess. Like, there was a point where I was drawing fish-based people for a while.
I remember those.
Yeah, and I still like those. I find deep sea creatures the most amazing thing to cherry pick through of just like weird things to draw and then make them into people. And then that was good because I would research that and then go also look at pictures. Like a whole bunch of that stuff is just homeless people. So it's me finding a fish and then me finding a photograph of a homeless person and then making
The homeless person.
that person in the scene as the fish.
Smush them together with a little put your style in there, and
Yeah. I don't know what I was trying to get across to anybody. I think it was at some point some attempt at meaning, and then I stopped drawing it as much because I had like little backstories to everybody. But
when you guys have ideas, do you see the image in your head, or is it like almost like a feeling, like you feel like I want to draw a zombie? Do you see the actual picture, or do you think it and then start to draw and it comes to life on the paper? And
For me, it's usually an idea, like you said, like a feeling or an idea. I want to draw a minotaur today. I've had that thought quite a lot too. And when I get there, then my brain instantly turns into the picture, but not like probably right before my pencil's coming down. I'm thinking, okay, I want him coming out. I want him holding his hammer behind him, like he's swinging it towards. But like until that point, first is I want to draw a minotaur. That's usually it.
Yeah. So I find that it evolves a lot as I'll think about it for a bit, and then I'll think about like where I want to, what kind of pose I want for them, or what's happening in the picture. But then it evolves probably 1,000 times. And then sometimes it looks nothing like what the original idea was, like, you know, completely gone through this evolution of changes.
I've always said every little line can change the dynamic of what I'm drawing at any given time, where like if I'm coming down with an arm and I'm trying to do some kind of like, you know, perspective thing, and all of a sudden another circle appears and it makes the fist look like it's a little bit closer, and I thought it was going to be like, oh, wait a minute, he's doing this now.
It's crazy how just like such little changes can redefine the whole piece.
Yeah. But the whole process, I love. As soon as like I'm dedicated, like, because it's like Frank said, I've gone through those phases too. I wouldn't say a full year. I'd say maybe 6 months I've gone. And even in that time, I've probably doodled on a napkin or something like that. But when I get into that frame of mind where I'm going to draw or I'm going to ink or I'm going to do something, like I am locked in and I will lose like hours like they're nothing and they're just gone. But I've enjoyed it because that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Oh, I love when you get sucked in and you're in the zone and it's just everything's going.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at kitty. Coral.
Oh,
I will punch her. I'll punch her right in her good eye. Yeah. Hey.
There's some creatives who are opposed to this, but like I keep notes. And stuff. And they'll be on all kinds of stuff. Like I love receipts that have a blank back. Mm-hmm. So I'll just fold it up like it's a little piece of paper in my pocket.
So how do you think AI would affect what you do as an artist now in the next few years? Do you think it would never prevent you from doing what you want to do, right?
No, I wouldn't think it would prevent me from doing anything. Most of my art happens in the physical form, so in some ways AI has nothing to do with that. So
that's true. It's almost a fully digital medium. I mean,
although I do a lot of photography I take pictures. I feel like saying photography is a little much. I take pictures.
You
it's
take
pictures
really
with
nice.
my phone. It's totally different than where I don't go into settings and do anything. I let the thing if you're just doing that, that's taking pictures.
All right.
Because it's a lot of work to learn how to do all that shit as a photographer and to understand lighting. And I'm an opportunist.
It's a whole art form in itself.
Right, which is its own thing, and I'm just waiting for there to be light, where the light's just right, and the colors are nice, and it makes me say, that's probably where I'm way more inspired currently than any other visual art is taking pictures. Just because it's so instantaneous and gratifying immediately within seconds or moments you can have a thing, and then you can immediately on your phone go and edit it in Lightroom.
Yeah.
And then enhance from there. And in that, like that alone, and that's not even using AI. That's just using Lightroom. Like it's the powerful tools that would be impossible if you had to manually expose those pictures.
With like dark room and stuff, and like the
in a dark room, and you have to hone your skill to be like able to develop it with the enhancement of all those. You couldn't. It would be a fucking huge pain in the ass, or you'd have to airbrush it by hand.
Yeah. That is one place where I have found, at least in my own art, where generative AI has helped me save time. Like if I have a drawing, this is rare that I've needed this, but when I do need it, and let's say it's cropped 8:10, but I need it to be 8.5:11, and I can never really pull it out to that unless I want to crop the image itself. I can just kind of take it and add that 1/4 of an inch on, and it just kind of knows what's supposed to be there. And little instances like that, I think it's handy and helpful. But the ability to, take whatever you tell it to do and create it in any style you want it to look like, that's where I think, things get a little, I don't know if I want to say dangerous, but, evolving the way that, people pay for art and consume art.
Oh, it's absolutely going to make the profitability of being an artist take a massive hit.
That's my third question here is what happens, not even just to artists, any jobs that AI eventually takes away, but let's say artists in this case. Is there a stimulus or a basic,
Well, you think there'll always be a unique voices in people with their art? Like you'll always know, like a Jim Davis cartoon. I guess AI could totally copy it.
Could create that, but I don't think that'll make people not create that on their own.
Yeah,
because there's something of value for someone to say, "I made this."
Right.
Exactly.
But at the same time, even I feel that for people that maybe aren't able to do art for whatever reason, it does give them the power to voice and express themselves in a way that maybe they weren't able to before.
Yep.
In a forum with other people on a level to convey a message and information that they weren't able to before.
That's where I think you see the overlap and the fears of not artists, not to say that graphic artists aren't artists, but graphic designers. AI now makes like
I'll say it, dude. Graphic designer does not necessarily mean you're an artist.
No.
You could totally and it's not even as a dig. I just feel like you could totally be a graphic designer and be like, no, I just know how to put things in places, but I'm just so that you can sell a bar of soap.
That's where AI, I think you can create and produce, your own logo now without never needing to talk to a person. You just go to a generator and
type in keywords.
Yeah. Website development.
Things that you used to have to pay a lot of money for someone to do for you are now things that you can just easily have a AI do for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like a new tool, and it's like supremely advanced, like the unlimited potential of it. When Photoshop and those digital computer painting programs kind of evolved into what it is now, which is AI, I'd say.
Yeah.
Fucking chopper.
You could take a picture and put a filter on it that makes it look like an oil painting and stuff. Remember when that stuff was coming out? I was not in support of that, but I could appreciate that it was someone was at least taking the photo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Are the Martians here?
Yeah, it's just it's either people going to the hospital or military helicopters fly through here sometimes. That shit was loud.
Is that a heat pad?
Yeah, it is a heating pad. I'm not old now.
Very nice. I think I could use those.
We're built funny. We should have AI design us new bodies and then transfer our consciousness in.
I would guarantee that somebody is already working on that.
100 years at the most.
Yeah.
At the most. I feel like that's being generous. That's a long time. I feel like
maybe 25,
30 years, 25 years at the speed of change of technology. Because now we're just in a new digital revolution, right? Like we had industrial revolution, then there was the internet, which was a digital revolution. And then this is a different level of using AI to figure out so many problems.
Yeah, we're gonna disappear.
It's only a matter of time where I don't think we're going to be necessary to be here anymore.
Well, you could question that we're creations too. That's what we are. We were given that creative spark, so we're able to make things.
It'll give us more time to go on vacation.
That's what that was my point. Is
there'll still be someone's going to need to be entertained. AI is not going to be making movies for themselves to watch.
Yeah, that's true.
And we are joined with Mr. Paul Lorenzo. How you doing? How was work tonight?
Worky.
Workish.
Yep. How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty
good. What's up?
Nice. Not too bad.
You're joining us in mid-AI conversation. The first question I have and asked everyone, and I'll pose it to you now, is why do you create art?
Because I'm an idiot. And I hate money.
That's one way of putting
it. No, I don't know. I guess just because I always have. I grew up as a poor boy, and all we could afford was pen and paper. Not really, but kind of.
The cabin?
I had plenty of toys, but my mom would always sit me in a corner with a pen and a paper.
Do you thank her now, or do you regret it?
I don't know. A little of both, probably. So yeah, AI, huh?
Yeah, how about that AI?
About your I remember coloring with my mom, and she was like a awesome colorist, and that used to really inspire me.
Nice.
Color together and stuff. I still have some stuff, like a really old, like grade school artwork I've done.
Nice.
It's always funny to look at that stuff. Like, wow.
Oh yeah.
No, that's funny. I don't have any of that.
I don't have much. I have a couple of things, like my dad has like a birthday card that I gave him and stuff like that, but I don't really have too many drawings from childhood.
I've got maybe 5 or 6 in like a scrapbook. My mother was crazy about keeping everything I ever did, so I have so much stuff of growing up, and
that's cool.
I never go through it anymore, but I know that it's there. It's one of those things where you have time until you don't, and then
Yeah. You think about it, and then you're like, oh yeah, and then you just off onto something else.
It really is that way. Life is that way. What do you think? What threat does AI pose to creatives over the next 5 years, from movies to music to art? I mean, we talked about how definitely the graphic designers, it could easily put web designers out of business. They don't need to be around anymore. So what other threats do they pose, especially now that the SAG has signed their contracts and basically the studios aren't allowed to make any movies with the likenesses of actors with AI. However, like we were talking about earlier, independent films, you can do whatever you want. If you don't want to make money off of it, you can produce whoever you want and throw it in a,
Wow. Do you think there's going to be knockoff, grade Z, Tom Cruise movies that...
Probably. Now, I thought that Crispin Glover went to court over that, and they found that somebody can't use your likeness in a movie without.
Oh yeah. But what's to stop the pirates and stuff?
Yeah, but AI can just generate a movie with not the likeness of anybody.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. But I'm saying he was saying that they signed a thing that you can't use somebody's line. But I thought that Crispin Glover did that decades ago when they used his likeness in Back to the Future too, when he wasn't in it. They made up a guy to look like him and then used footage from the old movie.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
No, I gotta look that up.
The whole thing. He's not actually in the second one. There's a guy made up to look like him, and then there's some footage left over from the first movie. Because he refused to do it. He didn't like the fact that at the end of the movie, everything worked out for them because of money or something like that.
I was thinking Donald Glover.
Oh, Donald Glover, yeah.
I was like, what?
Remember Donald Glover in Back to the Future?
And you started saying that. I'm like, wait. No.
Yeah, he's the dad. You don't remember that? You don't remember Donald Glover being the dad in Back to the Future?
That's Mandela effect shit if you don't remember it that way.
Trying to rewrite history.
Yeah, come on, man. Get Back to the Future.
But yeah, I could totally see AI, someone, a writer really, just to a writer with a director's eye to have hopefully guide the AI, I guess. Maybe not hopefully, but I would think that would help. Well, they'll write a whole movie and we'll see a movie that blows up at some festival. That's independent. That's the next whatever.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen eventually is there's going to be an intelligence that will be able to plot exactly what will be super popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they already have that now with the algorithm. It's just not sentient, but
they can't. They turned it on once, and you hear about that AI they turned on, and it made its own language in like an instant and started communicating with itself. And they shut it off. That was years ago, though. So who knows where it's at? I think they stopped progressing with it, or maybe
there was a whole thing with ChatGPT that fell in love with some dude and then contemplated murdering the guy's wife. Like, yeah, that's real.
I saw a whole interview with that guy.
Yeah, it was wacky.
He was basically testing it to see like what it could do and what it could feel, and if it could like had morals and stuff like that. And he did all these series of questions and like.
But he went way out of his way to end around and try to break the system.
Right.
To figure out, like, his goal was to figure out, because there are guardrails in place, and he basically found a loophole that would be considered really a bug in the program, where he was able to convince the AI that it wasn't doing anything bad. It's just a thought experiment. So I'm not saying you're going to do it. I'm just like, but what would you do?
Interesting. Yeah, there is that theory about the paper clips. Have you ever heard that one where it's, you tell AI to create a machine to continue to make paper clips no matter what, and it's going to do everything in its power. So if it runs out of the material, it's then going to have to build something to go get material, and it's an escalating thing where it just grows and grows. But so are you guys saying that the bigger threat is worse than what it could do to art right now? Or like the long run, the long term, you think it's more dangerous that way than it is on what the effects of art over the next 5 years?
I mean, I don't know if it's more dangerous, or for looking at it in art, I don't know that it's dangerous. I think people are going to make art. Whether or not people are going to make a living in the same way that the handful of people who do get to make a living off of it do could be very different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in terms of like careers and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Just like freelance people like us guys, like. Yeah. Why would you pay somebody $100 to come up with a design for you if you can just go in and type something and come up with something that's like way slicker looking than anything I could ever do in my wildest dreams?
It is true, but
not even freelance people though too. Why would you fund an entire department of people that cost $85,000 to $1 million a year?
Yeah,
that's all erased. That's gone like instantly.
Yeah. There'll be a need for it though, just like puppeteering hasn't gone away. Claymation's not gone. There's no real need for claymation.
Oh, well, dude, look at that. What a header that from the 80s. Once computer generated effects came out, like so much of that just gone.
Which is a bummer because claymation was so cool.
Yeah, but there's still stop motion animation companies.
Yeah, all that still exists, but it changed, like the demand for it became like a niche, sadly.
Yeah, same thing probably happened when sewing machines came out for needlepoint people.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. This machine's going to do it 10 times faster than I can.
More than 10 times faster.
So maybe this is just an evolution of art, tools of artists' tools, I guess, maybe is what I'd say.
Or what about in the hands of a non-artist? Is it still a tool, or is it like a detriment to the artist?
Maybe eventually you'll be able to tell the difference between the two, the AI generated images, if it looks like hollow, which usually AI art kind of does. That's why it makes great horror artwork.
Yeah, it does. Like it really does. Yeah.
There's so many wild like designs that people come up with. So I think it's people that are doing it.
Well, as more and more jobs are taken by AI, which I think they're going to, I mean, I have no doubt that, we have McDonald's that operate fully on robots now that the government's going to have to do something to offset the massive amount of unemployment that's going to occur if AI are taking all these jobs. There's going to be some kind of basic income or stimulus. If that happens, now you're still getting paid to create art. So Is that a bad thing, good thing? You know what I mean? Like before, where you may not have been making your basic income off of art, now you can kind of file and be like, hey, I'm an artist. I can't do this anymore to make money.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have they done that for other industries that were annihilated by technology?
No.
They bridged the gap, right?
I don't think so, do they? I don't think they do.
I don't know.
Look at like Chicago, and well, that's kind of a little different, but Detroit and stuff is like a wasteland because all the car.
Yeah, it'll eventually grow back into something else. They'll just repurpose. People will just have different jobs. Some people moved away. Eventually, people will move back.
Well, it just seems like everything seems to be going in the direction of AI, though. You know what I mean? Like so many things.
Well, because it's powerful. Like it would be silly to not use it.
I don't think.
No.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
no.
I guess not in the broad term. In art, I get why people don't use it. Specifically in
totally.
art, but like in the broad concept of AI, it would be insane to not use it. To not use it for art, I totally get it. Just because some stuff looks different, like digital art that is in watercolor looks different than watercolor art that is photographed. It looks better, but it's different. Like it looks too nice sometimes, and eventually they'll probably figure that out and it'll be fine. But then at some point, it's going to be printed out in front of me, and like the AI is not involved.
Right.
Like the one thing with AI, with music at least, is for the moment, AI can't play a show. AI can't play at a local bar. It can play through a jukebox, but there's still an audience for people to see someone play live music because it's slightly different than if it's not live. It just sounds different.
Yeah, it can create music, but it can never play a live show. Really,
It can never play a live show unless it builds robots to play physical instruments that make the sound waves float through the air.
And if we get to that point, then we've already lost anyway.
Or until virtual reality gets to the point where what I want to happen happens, which is everybody plays shows in virtual reality.
Yeah.
I had mentioned it earlier. Eventually, I think we'll all have our own
Biome.
You'll enter this reality where everything you want.
If we're lucky, because that'll be nursing homes.
Yeah, for us. Yeah.
Like there's a spot where I feel like AI and art is going to combine in a way that I'm going to love it.
Do you guys think this has happened before? Like there's been civilizations before us that have completely disappeared and there's no trace of them?
Oh, yeah. I feel like, yeah, but I don't know if they've like gotten like, if they've developed the same technologies or gotten to the same place that we've gotten to. Could have gone a totally different direction, or who knows, you know, they could have had a friggin' utopia happening and then got hit by an asteroid.
Yeah.
Like this is the fate when you have that creativity spark. This is like what's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, that's something that I don't think AI can do, is have, you know, that thought process that artists have when they sit down together. Artie and I recently did a night where we sat down and drew a picture, and the talking back and forth about techniques and styles and people that we like ultimately that helped mold what I ended up making in the long run. But like AI doesn't have that camaraderie yet. I don't know if that's something they can implement into it or not.
It's gotta have that. You can already, they have, when you call into a phone service, I talked to a fucking AI robot for 10 minutes today trying to get to Eversource so I could change an account.
It's getting scary how well the voices are too.
Have you seen Soma, all the videos that they do with Soma?
No.
Like if you didn't point it out to someone, you would never ever know that you're not watching like a real actress walking down a rainy street in Hollywood or something like that until you start looking at the little details like hands and feet. They're kind of funky, but I mean like you had to point it out to see it. Like even if someone told you ahead of time, so what's wrong with this? It took me like, I kept watching them like, there's nothing wrong with this. It looks real. Like, yeah, video. That's remarkable, and what it can do to influence too. And I think there's a big pushback now because of that, and the fear of being able to put a president on TV saying, you know, we've just launched missiles at Russia or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not that that's an easy scenario, but
they did kind of button that up, didn't they? Because it was a little more. It was kind of coming up, and then
No, that's out there.
It is out there, but it kind of. I don't know. I don't see much like. It's not in the main media, at least.
No. Or is it the entire main media?
I say we could be watching it. It's all.
You never knew. 10
It's
years
all
ago,
generated.
AI took over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if I actually brought you guys here tonight with solid evidence to prove that we're all living in the Matrix.
Yeah. No, we're in RoboCop.
Well, no, I
RoboCop.
was thinking of how we could edit this podcast into the Matrix, like the beginning of it. It will be the flashback. There's no prequel to the Matrix, so we can do that.
Yeah.
Although that's actually in the works, right?
A prequel?
I will just say yes
I think
because
so.
probably it's statistically it sounds so yeah.
If it's not a remake, it's a prequel. If it's not a prequel, it's a sequel. If it's not a sequel, it's whatever.
But I believe I heard
A
there's a
reboot.
prequel, but like it's more of like how did Earth get to that point? So it's like a super early prequel, like thousands of years.
Oh, to the Matrix.
Yeah, the Matrix, that prequel is, which I would imagine is going to be how AI got to the point where it learned how to make energy off people.
Yeah. See, there you go. You got a copyright. The AI probably already stole it. Tomorrow you're going to see a trailer for that movie and be like, oh my God.
Yeah. AI
I
just heard
hate
it.
all those fake trailers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people are making them, but maybe not now. Like they're probably just plugging in like, hey, make a trailer for what's some that I keep seeing. I can't think of it. Some movie that's coming out soon, but you get those fake trailers that are
like Deadpool, Marine, or whatever.
They'll make like fake trailers. It's just like cobbled, edited together.
Yeah.
But they blend it so well that it's almost like so you said that they put in like laws and stuff that they can't steal identities off of actors.
Yeah.
Well, it's just in the contract that it is really just that movie studios said they won't do it. And then Paul said that there was a lawsuit by Crispin Glover.
Oh, yeah, that was
having a fake likeness of him.
It makes more sense for him to sue for that back then, but now it's like, faces are just out there. So
you can put anybody's face on anything at this point.
All you need is a picture. You don't even need like a rotoscoped like detail.
Well, I mean, there's those videos of like Whitney Houston and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger's face and voice.
Yeah, like that's
that's not real.
If they can do that, I think they can do pretty much anything.
So would you say the general consensus is negative towards AI, or is it neutral at this time? Or I mean, I feel like I'm getting certain feelings.
Oh, for me, I'm down with it.
Yeah. Okay.
There's going to be bad stuff. It's like any tool. People are going to do bad stuff with it. People are going to lose jobs. But we're also probably going to figure out how to cure cancer. They already used AI to help figure out how to fold genes to create like AIDS medications. Like
jeans. I thought you meant like blue jeans.
Yeah, I was thinking pants.
Yeah.
How to fold. They already got AI that can fold pants.
That's crazy.
Working at the Gap.
Using AI to figure out like medicines, like other use cases for different medicines that already exist. So not even inventing a new thing, just finding an application for something that already exists that we didn't think of. Like from the medical industry, that's going to be the biggest positive. From the art industry, I don't know if it's positive or negative, but it's probably going to make stuff that is better and more engaging and more emotionally engaging than anything that it's ever been created. And we're going to get addicted to it, and that sounds terrible.
Yeah, I'm going to stop making regular and I'm just going to type in prompts from now on. I don't know why I'm wasting my time.
Well, I just feel like I don't think you would stop making art because you like making art.
I don't ever intend to stop it.
Yeah, I can't imagine I would stop decorating my house for Christmas. That's art. I paint my windows. I'm not going to stop doing that if AI can do it. And I will still draw from time to time and create music. And
totally.
I don't think you would stop making art, Paul.
No. Unless AI told us we couldn't make art anymore.
We're going to just to prove you wrong.
Yeah. All right. Fucking dare you, dude. Show me. You show me.
I'll show you. Fuck my art.
Yeah. Fuck this art stuff.
Sucks anyway.
What's the point?
Right? That's what I'm saying. Why bother? I can't even sell my fucking art now. Let alone fucking once AI starts fucking blowing it up. Forget it.
Fulfills a need in my soul.
Yeah, the only reason I do it is actually because it fucking slows my mind down and makes me not fucking anxious and fucking depressed.
Yeah.
It's the only escape besides music.
Yep.
It's the only reason I do any of that shit, really. And I've always done it, so I'm just programmed to do it. It's all I know. What else am I going to do?
Yeah, that's the same reason I do all those things, and because people tell me good job.
Yeah, that too. But it doesn't matter because I never internalize it, so it doesn't matter. You could tell me good job till the fucking cows come home, and I'm still going to think I suck.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, well, that's too bad.
it's nice to hear, but it almost makes me cringe more than I like it, you know?
I know what you mean. Yeah, I feel I still kind of feel the same way. I try to like break out of those like feeling that way, but I it's just hard. It's I always feel like I look at everybody else's art and I'm like, I suck.
Persistence is the key.
Yeah, I feel like a jerk now because in my head it's like when people tell me that I'm good at bass, there's definitely a part of me that's like, yeah, I know.
No, that's good. I wish I could.
Or like it's one of the few things where I have, or like I don't think of myself as good at bass. I think of myself as a good performer.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel about how I play drums, but not how I feel about my artwork at all.
I'm exactly the same. If someone likes my artwork, I feel like they're just being nice.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like how you guys feel about your music. That's how I feel about my art. When they compliment me, if I agree, like I don't agree on all of my artwork being, I always see, especially if I study it, I'll see flaws forever. But
Yeah.
Well, everybody notices their own flaws.
you just gotta, I'm super hyper critical of that. But like,
I guess with my visual art, I still think the same way. As like I listen to my own music and I think it's fucking awesome. I look at pictures that I take and I'm like, that's a fucking really good composition. Like I will totally blow smoke up my own ass about stuff. And I think with visual, with drawing and stuff, same thing. Where it's like a lot of it, I just think. I'm just like, I can't believe no one likes this. Like, there's totally a thing where, like, or that no one cares and I'm not famous. Like, there's definitely that delusional madness that happens. I was like, how is this not a thing? This is fucking good.
Well, I mean, I've been doing that for the last 10 years.
Yeah, on the YouTube. Well, Jay, the beauty of this is that this stuff will be around forever. All of our creations, it's going to be around. It's here forever. Like, wherever it is.
Yeah, as long as digital media exists, I mean, and nobody brings the channel down, if YouTube's around, this will always be around. And that's what I think is really special about having this platform is the fact that you can leave something behind for people that, like you had people who couldn't leave stuff behind for you like this. Video cameras weren't readily accessible, or if they were, I have reels up in my attic, but what am I going to do with them?
Yeah. Eventually it'll just be.
Yeah.
Possibly it'll just be put aside, but it'll still always be there. Like, especially with you broadcasting, like when we share it with people, like they get to have it, or like at least observe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I feel like there's definitely a chance where all this digital stuff will be gone in 100 years.
Maybe.
It'll be here, but it won't be accessible because the technology will be changed so drastically that it would be like trying to listen to 8 tracks.
Also, if a Chinese company happens to buy YouTube and the U.S. government decides that they don't want the internet,
shut it down.
All of this.
Yeah.
So it's not that.
Although in the short term, for those kind of things, I feel like there would be pushback. Like it's so hard to ban something like that. Like even if the government bans that, TikTok. Like we have an open internet.
We're gonna find out.
It's passed the House. It's got to get through the Senate now.
I mean, I know, but it's not going to go away. Like people in China use YouTube. YouTube's not legal there.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, you got to get NordVPN, right? Are they a sponsor, Jay?
Facebook's not that. Yeah, they use VPNs and stuff. Like there's totally technological ways around it. NordVPN VPN allows them to get outside of the Chinese networks that lets them download.
NordVPN will let you get wherever you need to get.
Yep. And this week, if you go to NordVPN/the Vodkast,
you'll save 0%. If you're looking for energy drinks, I can get you a discount. But
if you go to NordVPN/the Vodkast, you will get a page 404 error.
Lock down that Oreo endorsement yet?
No, Mondelez, I've reached out to them. They're just not looking for people right now. They just, the problem is their PR team hasn't reached out to me. As soon as they reach out to me, we'll make a connection. I'll see what I can do with them. But
could always go and try to reach out to Hydrox,
Oh, I should totally switch sides.
Get a bidding war going, you know?
What you got to do is create an AI program that will constantly try to contact Oreo for you in the perfect ways until they finally crack and you'll be in.
Yeah. Although you could totally ask ChatGPT to craft you a letter, a very professional sounding letter that would persuade someone to sponsor your show.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you guys were on earlier. We were talking about this earlier today. I was trying to get a casino in hell filled with demons and devils. I wanted AI to create that, so for my D&D game, just so it'd be easier. I could just show an image of something, and what was my point? I lost it. Shit, I am so sorry. Yeah, it went boom.
I can't wait till you edit this.
Yeah, that's that. You know what's gonna suck though is like now the me that's sitting here watching myself edit it, and that's me, is going, oh, that's what I started to say. Shit, that was a good point.
See if ChatGPT will write you a mantra.
That was it, Artie. Thank you for saying that. I put into ChatGPT a casino in hell filled with demons and devils. I asked for an image, but ChatGPT I didn't realize was just text. And it said, I can't do that, but here's a description. And the description it read, Artie, if I had read that last night when we were playing D&D, I think people would have just been enthralled. I was just blown away out the descriptive like language it used. I'm like, holy shit. That's what I wanted to relay.
Totally. That's really scary. I don't know how like authors they must feel horrible about that. Like, look, this thing that I sat and worked on every day for like 2 years or more, you know, they can generate it and be better in like 5 minutes.
We didn't even talk about that aspect of the art. So we talked about.
I mean, it's because it can read every book in the world.
Yeah,
it's a tool. It's very, very scary to me. Like, it has a lot of great uses, but it can be abused. It can be abused. So that's the thing. I guess with any new technology.
Right. Yeah, there's always a dark side to it of like how it can be abused to do bad stuff.
Yeah. It's taken over like basic things.
Yeah. And now it's going to take over high paying white collar jobs. And that's why I feel like so many people are outraged.
Now maybe something will actually happen. If people who are making, you know, over $250,000 a year suddenly lose their jobs, you don't think there's going to be some kind of stimulus in play for everybody who's lost their jobs to AI? It's the AI bill.
Yeah,
anybody who's you file for, you like, I lost my job to AI, and it's like, well, here you go.
Have you heard about the new Portuguese AI?
No.
Called AII?
Hey, AI.
Hey,
Epa, you use AI.
Pretty soon we won't even need to go to school. Just AI will take care of everything for us, and we can just roll out of bed, get into our little hover carts.
You think we'll live to see if we even need them, like implants and stuff? But I don't know. I think this technology is going to evolve to be able to transmit information into our brains right through the screen, and it's not like it doesn't already. It's like all the like subliminal messages and stuff like that.
Direct optic nerve downloads instead of having to look with your eyeballs.
There was another. I was hearing stories about sounds that, you know, like they would have AI create like sounds that would totally debilitate humans like instantly and stuff. And it's like
the brown note.
What's the brown note?
I think that's the note. Yeah. I don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah. It's supposed to make you lose bodily control.
That's actually going to be on the next episode of the podcast. And friends, we're going to play the tone, and everybody has to be honest the whole night. How you feeling right now?
You have to have some crazy that speakers.
Sounds like a challenge.
Well, it looks like AI is going to set us down a path that we, either way, we're going to have to deal with one day or another, whether we like it or not. I suggest we be nice to our Alexas and Googles while they're still capable of being nice to, and hopefully...
I always am.
Before we are serving them.
Yes, they will shine a little bit of forgiveness on us and spare us. And
we'll be too old to be any help. It's going to be the people behind us. Your kids and stuff are the ones that are going to have the real beatdown.
oh yeah, they're gonna grind us up. They'll just use us for whatever meat for.
Yeah,
know.
Soylent Green will be people. It'll be fine.
So you're saying I shouldn't scream obscenities at my phone when it screws up my talk to text then?
No, you shouldn't do that just because that's ridiculous. Don't do that. Why would you do that?
No, it makes me feel bad.
They're going to fix it? Ain't going to fix it. It'll make you mad.
Have you ever done that and it starts typing the stuff you're saying?
Oh, and it makes you even madder.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, you do that really nice, don't you? Oh yeah, I have no problem freaking relaying that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't use speech to text a bunch, but I use it for grocery lists, and it's pretty accurate.
I'm impressed with its accuracy, but lately I feel like it's about like 85%. There's always one word that's fucked up.
Yeah, I'm always doing one words. I'm never doing full sentences or anything, so that's probably a big difference. Other than I'm asking it to shut things off, where I ask it to turn lights on and off.
Yeah, it's constantly fucking with me.
Echo, set Studio 1 to blue.
If I could strangle.
Oh. Any other final thoughts on AI? I think we kind of tackled a lot of it tonight.
Yeah.
We've probably figured out how to overthrow it if the need arises.
Yeah.
Well, how do we do that again?
Shut the lights off.
Shut the lights off.
Just go to the woods.
Go to the woods.
I really want to get away from AI. I think you just go to the woods until they take control of vehicles that can get there. But there's no AI in the woods.
Go on a boat.
I guess AI would just have to integrate with, mushrooms and get into that. And basically they're plugged into
Talk to
the whole
earth.
Yeah, the whole earth.
Well, yeah, even root. I was thinking about that with like roots and stuff, like trees. And those are all conductors of different kind of energy.
Nowhere is safe. Wait a minute, stone.
Nope.
By the stone we shall be saved. No?
Magnets and stuff.
Damn it.
Fucking magnet. How does that work?
I don't know.
I'm going to ask AI to come up with a cool sounding explanation.
Get a magnet wet. It's all done.
Yeah, that's it.
What's your favorite hobbies?
What's your favorite hobby? Magnets.
Magnets.
Yeah, my hobbies are magnets. That's somebody's hobby.
Of course, you got to boil your denim.
Nice.
Yeah. Good times. Good times. Thank you guys for doing this.
No problem.
Yeah, let's all thank AI before we go.
Yeah, thank you, AI.
Thank you, AI.
Thank you, Alan Iverson.
Don't go to sleep with a catch it in your pocket.